The battle for New York is on, with both Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton looking to win big in the Empire State in the November election. The Real Clear Politics average of recent polls showing Clinton leading Trump in New York by a little over 20 points. Still, the presumptive Republican nominee is adamant to take his home state, even hiring a new pollster dedicated exclusively to New York to help capture a Republican victory in what has traditionally been a blue state. So what does Trump need to do to come out victorious in New York? Joining me now is Trump campaign pollster John McLaughlin. John, good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so what does he need to do to turn this state red?
You know, when you think about what's happening right now, Republicans had a shot at winning New York back in 2003 going into the 2004 election. George Bush had almost a 60% favorable rating because after 9/11. And New Yorkers were grateful to what he did in the state. In fact, they had the convention here, but then they decided they weren't going to pursue it. Donald Trump has decided he doesn't want to be the first winning presidential candidate since James Polk to lose his home state.
Gotcha.
So he's pursuing it, and he's very New York. So it's
okay. So what's going to drive a win for Donald Trump if it does happen? Is it going to be about the economy? Because we know that's still polling the #1 concern of the American voter.
Two issues: jobs and security. And I work for people like Congressman Pete King, Lee Zeldin, who are very strong congressmen downstate Long Island, known for Homeland Security and their views on foreign policy, as well as upstate. I work for people like Richard Hanna, where it's about creating jobs. Those two issues are Donald Trump's issues. And he's come to New York, you know, he's been here, and he's created jobs here. Hillary Clinton came here, visited,
well, he certainly makes that case often.
It's also the demographics, though. Bush won 44% of the Hispanic vote, or the Latino vote, nationwide in 2004.
But not in New York. He'd won
not
Texas.
in New York, but I want to know, can Donald Trump, without a broader outreach to some of these groups, could he do it? Does he need the Hispanic vote in New York?
Yeah, he does, and he needs a certain amount. And the Hispanic vote in New York is different. It's a lot of Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. It's not really Mexicans, but you get some more Central Americans voting, et cetera. But what he can do is, he's getting, like, there haven't been that many published polls, but in these published polls, he's getting pretty close to what Romney got. And Romney got embarrassed here, because even in the wake of Hurricane Sandy, he skipped us.
Okay.
And New Yorkers didn't like that at all.
Okay, so what else are you seeing in the polling? First of all, I want to talk about other states as well. It's not just New York that he's trying to turn red. Right. What other states are key here that he could possibly turn?
I think the big one that Bush wanted to turn in 2004, because he spent the most time and money there, was Pennsylvania. In 2004, he went after Pennsylvania, and in fact, the night before the election, Jack Oliver, his finance chairman, calls me, "How are we going to win?" I said, "Yeah, you're up in Florida 6 points, you're going to win Ohio, then you'll win it." He says, "What about Pennsylvania? We spent the most money there, we visited the most." And I said, "No, you're going to lose the suburbs." Trump is different, because this time, Hillary Clinton was down close to Pennsylvania saying, coal miners' jobs were going to be gone. Yeah. You talk about Western Pennsylvania being more Republican, more conservative now, plus the suburbs of Philly.
That was a tough point in her campaign, for sure. Right. So as you advise Trump, as you look at these polls, this is your job. You've known Donald Trump for a long time. You actually worked with him on putting together a possible 2012 campaign. Right. What are you telling him right now? What is sticking out to you in order to help him win this state?
Well, when I've seen him stay on message in terms of draw the contrast with Hillary Clinton on policy. I mean, the tragedy of what happened in Orlando right now has brought, again, to the forefront things that he was talking about, where the immigration system is broken. The FBI, just like the Boston bombings, they had these guys in their sights. And this guy was interviewed twice by the FBI, and he got let go. And we need to find out why. We need to find out, did the FBI share information with local police? Did they know that? Was this guy being surveilled by local police as well as the FBI? Things like he's talked about make a lot of sense right now to a lot of voters.
Let's talk Midwest ground game, because we're looking at a map of the states that Trump could turn red. Let's talk Wisconsin, Michigan. What does he need to do there? Well,
it's working class voters. 4 years ago, for the Resurgent Republic, we did focus groups of working class voters in Pittsburgh and Cleveland, and we've also done plenty of work over the years in Wisconsin and Michigan. You have working class voters who left the electorate in 2012. There were fewer voters that voted in 2012 than 2008. You know how many voters were eligible to vote, didn't vote? 90 million.
Hey, John, just want to jump in real quick. I was at an event. I was literally surrounded by half a dozen blue-collar, union New Yorkers. These are as democratic blue guys as I've ever met in my entire life. every one of them said they're voting for Trump, and jobs was the #1 issue. He's going to create jobs for us. He's going to keep us working.
Right. It's so ironic. Here's this guy who's a billionaire, who's speaking out for them, that they see him as he tells it like it is. He's honest to the point where he's so brash it hurts at times. But the thing is, the working class voters are relating to this. They don't see anyone standing up for them. And their jobs, I mean, he's rearranging the Republican coalition. The Democrats are looking at this, and they're looking at it as the Obama model. And we're about to see a new coalition come about where you have these casual voters come back into the process and feel that somebody is in there speaking out for them, whether it's jobs, whether it's, you know, I mean, their health care's gone up. You know, their premiums, deductibles, copays, they're not getting the same thing, or they're losing their health insurance because of Obamacare. So he speaks for them.
All right. Well, you set the stage, and how often do you meet with him, by the way?
when it recalls. No.
Okay.
Tell him happy birthday then.
I'm not going to see him today.
Okay. John McLaughlin, thank you.